Hi, I wanted to talk about saying no today because that seems to be a struggle for a lot of people. Doesn't really seem to be much of a struggle for me. I think I've had lots of practice with it, but I also want to talk a little bit about how you can say yes and when to say yes. So I'm going to share a screen with you. All right, let's get started on how to say no. It can be a challenge. That's why I use this little slide here, because there are a lot of people who really struggle with when to say no, how to say no, if they should say no, and just plain saying no. But I also want to talk a little bit about when you should say yes, because there's a right time for that as well, which is always a good thing when you're balancing out the no's and the yeses and making sure the yeses are still important to you and why you're saying yes. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, reasons that you can consider saying no. You already have a lot on your plate. You've already said some yeses. You've already got a lot going on. You're trying to balance work and home and life and self-care. And it might be just one thing too many if you say yes again. It could be that you're not interested. You're being asked to help with something, volunteer on a committee, do something that you're not interested in, you don't like, you're not looking forward to it. And I can tell you, if you say yes to that, you're going to regret it. You're going to wish it was over. You're going to be counting down until you're done with it. That's not a fun way to spend your time. It could be that you don't have time to learn about whatever this is. You don't have the skills. This isn't something you've done before, and you really don't have time to both say yes to it and figure it out, learn about it when you're doing whatever the task is. It could be that you feel obligated. I think a great benchmark is to ask yourself, do I want to say yes or do I feel obligated to say yes? If you feel obligated, that's probably a really good indication that you should be saying no to that thing. Because again, if you're just feeling obligated, like you should be doing it, maybe nobody else is going to do it. If you say no, then you're probably, again, not going to enjoy it while you're doing it. Some reasons to say yes could be that it's something that you enjoy doing. You want to do it. You're excited about it. This is something you've been looking forward to, something that will help expand your horizons, something that will help you move forward in life. It could be something that you're already good at. So it's a really good fit. It won't be too hard for you to fit this in your schedule. It comes naturally. You'll be efficient at it. And that could be a great reason to say yes. It could be because you've already removed something else from your plate and you've opened up some space. I always say it's kind of like a closet. Even our time is like a closet. You open up that closet, you only have so much space to hang clothes. You only have so much shelf space. You only have so much floor space. And if you fill it, stuff starts to spill out. Well, our calendars are the same. We only have so much space. And if you fill it and then overfill it, something's going to spill out. And it's probably going to be something that to do with self-care, sleep, getting exercise, putting those things off so you can squish in something else that you've said yes to. Just say no. You can just say no if somebody has asked you for your time, your energy. It is a complete sentence. I think that's very hard for people to just say no when somebody's asked us for something. It feels kind of rough and callous. So some things that you could say are, thank you, but I'll have to pass at this time. I appreciate you thinking of me, but I have another obligation. I'd be open to this in the future, but only say that if you truly are open to it in the future. Maybe you will have some time, something else will be dropping off of your plate and you'd like to come back to this. Thank you for considering me, but I don't have the time to give this my energy or my best foot forward, whatever that looks like. Practice, make up some different things that you can say. If somebody asks you to do something on a Friday night and you're going to spend family time Friday night, you don't have to say, well, I can't do it because I'm going to spend family time. You could just say, I have another obligation. You don't owe anybody a big explanation for your time. So make sure you understand your commitment that would be involved. If you are considering saying yes, there's nothing wrong with thinking it through, but asking more questions, because sometimes when people are asking you to do something, they make it sound like, oh, this is no big deal, it won't take much time. But the more you learn about it, the more meetings you realize are the more tasks you realize are involved. So make sure you have the full picture before you say yes. And also just telling people, hey, can I think about this? It's okay to not just make a rush yes or a rush no, and just say, I need a little time to think about this. Can I get back to you? And really consider all your options at that point, even if it means that you are going to remove something else from your plate so that you can say yes to this because you're excited about it. And always remember, the right person is going to come along to fill the role. If this is a volunteer position, sometimes we really worry, like, well, if I don't do it, nobody's going to do it. The whole thing's going to fall apart. And somebody seems to always step into the role. And I always feel like it's more of the correct person that will step into the role. So if you're dragging your feet and just doing it because you feel obligated and kind of resentful by saying yes, that's not a good person to fill the role, right? Let somebody else do it that has a better fit for that position, that project. They have more knowledge, they're excited about it, it comes easily to them. It will all work out. I hope that helps you if you're thinking about saying no, or even if you're thinking about saying yes. I am a professional organizer and productivity consultant. I help people both in person and virtually, and I hope you have a great day. Always feel free to ask me any questions along the way or even share success. I love to see that. All right, have a great day.